Good evening, my dear friends. Tonight I wish to speak of something that is both the most fundamental and the most profound, the great journey we embark on in this life, which is not about conquering the world outside, but about realizing who we truly are within. This is the ultimate challenge, the eternal struggle, not between you and the world, but between who you are now and who you could be. It is the battle of you versus you. Many of us mistakenly believe that the external world, with all its demands and expectations, is the true battlefield. We imagine that we must face all of the challenges, the trials, and the struggles of life through some sort of outward conquest. This is the path of resistance, of confrontation, where we spend our days locked in a constant fight with the things we cannot control. But what if I told you that this is an illusion? That the greatest battle of all is the one you face within? The battle between the version of yourself that you have come to know and the potential that lies waiting, untapped, deep within you. This is what I mean by the struggle of you versus you. You see, our lives are not as complicated as we often think. We believe that the complexities of the world or the challenges we face in our relationships or careers are the true obstacles. But the truth is that the biggest limitation we face is not outside us. It is within us, in the form of our own limiting beliefs, our fears, our self-imposed boundaries. The irony is that most of us do not even realize that we are fighting this battle every day. We go about our lives unconsciously trapped in patterns of thought and behavior that keep us from reaching our fullest potential. We carry around ideas about ourselves, ideas formed through the experiences of the past, through the judgments of others, through societal conditioning, and we let these ideas define who we are. But in doing so, we create a prison for ourselves. We become prisoners of our own mind, stuck in the illusion of who we think we are, when in reality, who we are is far greater and more expansive than anything we can imagine. And so we end up caught in a perpetual cycle of self-doubt and inner conflict, where the very essence of who we are is constantly at odds with the person we are trying to become. The version of ourselves that we cling to, the self-image we hold so tightly, is always fighting against the potential of the person we could be. But the question is, who is this you that you think you are? At the surface level, you might say you are your body, your thoughts, your emotions, your job, your relationships, your achievements, but these things are all external aspects of yourself, and none of them define you in the truest sense. They are simply the temporary circumstances of this moment. And while these things may seem like the totality of your identity, they are merely passing expressions of something far deeper and more enduring. You are not the sum of your thoughts, feelings, or experiences. These are transient phenomena, constantly shifting, coming and going. You are the awareness behind all of it. You are the consciousness that witnesses the flow of thoughts, the rise and fall of emotions, the movement of the body through space. And when you truly come to know this, when you realize that you are not bound by the limitations of your thoughts and your identity, you begin to see that the battle you are facing is not really a battle at all. The true challenge is not about fighting against the world or against others. It is about letting go of the idea that you are defined by your past or by the limiting beliefs you have about yourself. The only real battle is between the present you and the future you, the version of yourself that is still emerging, still unfolding, still waiting to be realized. You are not a fixed entity, not a finished product. You are a process, a continuous unfolding of possibilities. You are not static, but dynamic, constantly evolving and changing, as long as you allow yourself to be. The tension that exists within you, the struggle you feel, is simply the result of your attachment to a fixed idea of who you think you are. But what would happen if you let go of that idea? What if you stopped clinging to your past identity and allowed yourself to embrace the mystery of who you could become? What if you let go of the need to control everything and instead trusted in the natural flow of life, in the unfolding of your true potential? This is where the shift happens. The moment you stop fighting against yourself, when you stop resisting the natural flow of change, you open yourself to the possibility of true transformation. It is only when you release your attachments, your fears, and your need for certainty that you can begin to see who you really are and who you are capable of becoming. But this process is not always easy. It requires courage. It requires the willingness to face the unknown and to confront the deepest parts of yourself. It requires you to acknowledge that the person you are right now, the person you have identified with for so long, is not the whole of who you are. It is just a fragment, a temporary expression of something far greater. So how do we begin to face this battle of you versus you? The first step is awareness. You must become aware of the thoughts and beliefs that are limiting you. Pay attention to the voices in your head that tell you that you cannot do this, that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. These are not the voices of truth. They are the echoes of fear, the remnants of past experiences, the internalized judgments of others. And they do not define you. Once you become aware of these limiting thoughts, you can begin to challenge them. Ask yourself who is the one thinking these thoughts. And when you do, you will realize that they are not you at all. They are just passing thoughts, momentary fluctuations in the mind. They have no true power over you unless you give them power. Next, you must practice letting go. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the desire to hold on to old identities, old stories, old fears. The more you cling to the past, the more you resist the natural unfolding of your life. But when you let go, when you allow yourself to be free from the need to define yourself in any particular way, you open up the space for something new, something more authentic to emerge. This is not an easy task. It requires patience and trust in the process. It requires you to be willing to face the unknown, to step into the void where there are no guarantees, no clear answers. But when you take that leap, when you surrender to the flow of life, you will discover that the battle you have been fighting is nothing more than a self-imposed illusion. In this moment, you are already everything you need to be. You are not lacking anything. You do not need to become someone else. You do not need to fight against the world or against yourself. All that is required of you is to let go, to release the need for control, and to trust in the wisdom of the present moment. The truth is that you are already whole. You are already complete. You are already free. And when you come to realize this, when you finally stop fighting against yourself, you will experience the peace and the freedom that comes from knowing that you are not separate from the world, but an integral part of it. This is the essence of you versus you, not a battle of good versus evil or strength versus weakness, but a journey of self-realization, a process of becoming who you truly are. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you are not enough, that you are not worthy, that you must fight against yourself to become something more. But in reality, you are already all that you need to be. And when you let go of the struggle, when you release the need to become someone else, you will find that you are already free, already whole, already everything you have been searching for. So, my friends, may you stop fighting yourself. May you stop resisting the natural flow of life. And may you allow yourself to be who you truly are in this moment, without fear, without doubt, and without limitation. The battle is over. You have already won. And in that victory, you will find the peace that you have been seeking all along. The essence of the message lies in the realization that the greatest challenge we face in life is not external, but internal. It is not about conquering the world or others, but about transcending the limitations we impose on ourselves. The true battle is not with anyone or anything outside us, but with the fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs within us that prevent us from becoming our fullest, truest selves. When we stop fighting against ourselves, when we let go of old identities, patterns, and fears, we open ourselves to transformation. We come to understand that we are already whole, already capable, and already free. The key is to embrace the present moment, trust in the unfolding process of life, and allow ourselves to evolve without resistance. The moral of this journey is simple. The only thing standing between you and your potential is your attachment to who you think you are. When you release this attachment, you step into the freedom of becoming who you were always meant to be. True peace and fulfillment come not from the world around us, but from embracing who we are within.